headed home, I dug her out, then I made her one of my aces. Marijuana fragrance, this tree here is outrageous. Want me to play in your city? Send an email to my agent.
Yo, what's going down, everybody? It is Straight Outta Boston here, aka the King of Boston, and today we are back for episode 8 of the Miami Marlins franchise here on MLB 13, the show. And today our matchup is the Florida Marlins. They are 57-81. They're traveling to the 59-57 Chicago Cubs in the Windy City, Wrigley Field, one of the most historic ballparks in baseball. This should be a very good matchup. Two cell dwellers, but at least they're evenly matched teams. The Cubs are a team that I did rebuild in the rebuilding project, a short little series that I did before I started the Miami Marlins franchise. If you guys haven't checked that out, go ahead and do yourself a favor and check it out. I think you guys will like it, especially if you're fans of the Marlins franchise. It's a very similar thing. I rebuilt a team that obviously is kind of a cell dweller, hasn't had much luck in recent years. So anyway, you can see our pitching matchup today is Jose Fernandez versus Carlos Villanueva. Fernandez, the young rookie, who's pitched okay so far, shown some signs and flashes of that, great talent that we think of him as. And Carlos Villanueva is a steady veteran who's pitched pretty well in the simulation so far for this franchise with that 3.81 ERA. You can take a look at the Miami Marlins lineup right here. Notable is Yasiel Puig in the 4-hole. He has been great ever since we called him up, hitting 361. Just everything that we've wanted out of him so far. And for the Cubs, you can see Anthony Rizzo in the 3-hole, only hitting 228. And anyone else that plays regularly, it seems like, is only hitting about 260. So there was a guy hitting 500 and a guy hitting 333, but I believe those guys don't play too often. So anyway, Donovan Solano takes that one deep, and that is gone in the top of the first inning, getting things started early. Donovan Solano, really nice young second baseman. I've been so satisfied with how he's done. He's hitting around 280, showing some flashes of power, as you can see there, doing a little Sammy Sosa hop. And, he's just everything we want out of a 2-hole. He's excelled ever since we moved him there. He can bunt, he can drive the ball, it's perfect. So, perfect situation for him, and he should be here to stay for a while. Now you can see Logan Watkins gets a base hit here. Skipped ahead to the bottom of the 5th inning. There wasn't much action in the first 4.5 innings, but you will see this game will slow down a little bit. Now you're going to see a lot of action coming up. So Logan Watkins gets on first. Now Carlos Villanueva is up. He's going to bunt that one down the first base line. Morrison accidentally applies the tag. I wasn't trying to tag him. I was trying to fire it to second and get the force there. I knew I had time to, but the shortstop didn't realize that the tag was applied, so he needed to apply the tag to the runner advancing to second, and he was unable to in time. So Darwin Barney now up in 2 outs, the 1-1 count. Wheeler will field this one after a base hit up the middle, but he does not have the strongest arm. He'll fire it home anyway, but it will not be in time. So a run scores. Logan Watkins comes around on Darwin Barney's RBI single, and just like that, the game is tied at 1. Darwin Barney, nice young second baseman for the Chicago Cubs, had a good 2011, struggled a bit last year, but hopefully he can turn it around. Now David DeJesus hits that one to deep center field, but that one will be fielded by Wheeler. Doesn't have the strongest arm, but he is pretty good at covering range, decently fast, and I really like him out there in center. He's a good fielder, and I think he's going to be hopefully a piece for the future. We'll have to see on that. Either way, Donovan Solano up now, the 0-1 count. He's going to take that one into center field for a 1-out base hit for our 2-hole hitter, doing exactly what we want out of him when no one's on. It's time for him to get on base, and he does exactly that. Sets up a good opportunity for our 3- and 4-hole hitters. Giancarlo standing up now, the 1-2 count. He takes that one to deep left field. That one is back, and that one is it gone? Is it caught? I can't tell. What happened? Well, it looks like Kubal's going to dig it out of the ivy, fire it to the cutoff man, but not before Solano can score all the way from first. And Giancarlo Stanton, not the fleetest of foot, gets all the way into third base with a diving triple, or a sliding triple. Let's take a look at a replay and see exactly what happened there. It's a little bit confusing. Kubel looks like it goes right over his glove into the ivy, bounces off his neck or his face, back into the ivy, and Kubel looks a little bit shaken up there. I imagine slamming into that brick wall probably does not feel too good. There isn't much protection even with that ivy there. So Kubel luckily digs it out of the ivy and will fire it home. But anyway, it's weird because usually when the ball goes into the ivy in real life, I do believe that it's ruled just a ground rule double. But either way, Yasiel Puig strikes out swinging on the curveball there. Now the next batter is Logan Morrison. The 1-0 count to him. He takes that one in between the 3-4 hole, and that will be an RBI single for Logan Morrison, our 5-hole hitter who's played pretty well this season, was an all-star, and that's good to see out of him. So now, after his RBI single, Rob Brantley up on the 0-2 count. He swings and misses on that nice curveball down and then from Carlos Villanueva. He has a pretty steady curveball. It's not the, not exactly a fireballer, but he does have some good stuff. and he used it right there. So anyway, 3-1 as we enter the bottom of the 6th. The meat of the order is up for the Cubs. Anthony Rizzo takes this one down the left field line, and Yasiel Puig is going to actually misplay it there. That happened a little bit last game too, so not been an easy transition to left field. We traded for him as a right fielder. Looks like he's struggling to deal with left field. Hopefully he can kind of right that. And anyway, Anthony Rizzo is on for a leadoff double. Now with 1 out in the inning, Nate Schultz is up in the 0-2. He's going to take down one past Logan Morrison, and it's going to be fielded by Giancarlo, but Giancarlo is going to fire it home with a strong throw, so Rizzo will be held up at third. We now have runners on first and third with just 1 out in the inning. Hopefully the Cubs can get something going if they want to stay in this game. Giancarlo Navarro is up next. He's going to end up striking out, swinging on that running fastball down to the way. Perfect pitch by Jose Fernandez. Just using both sides of the plate with that fastball, so effective with it. And Logan Watkins is going to strike out swinging on the curveball. So that's going to get out of the inning for Jose Fernandez, showing his really good stuff right there. He's just been so impressive today. Only allowed 6 hits through 1 inning. So really impressed what I've seen out of him today. Just his ability to get out of that jam, phenomenal. And he really uses both sides of the plate with 2 different fastballs, similar to Bartolo Colon does. So you can take a look at the 6-inning recap right here. 3-1 is your score. Miami Marlins on top, 6 hits and 1 error for both teams. Donovan Solano and Anthony Rizzo have both had notable performances so far. And Jose Fernandez as well, 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned, and 7 Ks. Very solid out of him. Now the batter for the Chicago Cubs is going to hit that one to deep right field, but that one is going to be tracked by Giancarlo, and it is caught by Giancarlo Stanton. He runs into the wall. Very impressive to see there. Giancarlo not great at covering ground out there, but he was able to catch that one. So 1 out away now in the bottom of the 7th inning. Wellington Castillo is up at the first pitch of the at-bat to him. He's going to end up taking this one to left field, but Yasiel Puig is over, and he's going to make that catch easily. So 2 away now in the bottom of the 7th. Jose Fernandez really settling down. They started to hit the ball a little bit off of him here, but now the 0-2 count looks like a little two-seam away. Barney hits that one off the end of his bat, slowly to the shortstop, who will field it and fire to first for the out. So Jose Fernandez, man, he would end up going 8 strong. Really great performance out of him. I really liked what I saw today. And it was great. He was able to lower that ERA a little bit, which, helped his development. That's really good. Donovan Solano lines that one over Darwin Barney's head at second. That one is going to get into the gaps, and the gaps here at Wrigley are pretty big, so Solano's going to round second. He's doing something that you probably shouldn't do, as he's going to third with no outs, but luckily he's in there safely. You never want to make the first out of the inning at third base, but it does not matter because the risk paid off for Donovan Solano. So the next batter is Giancarlo Stanton. The 1-2 count to him. He is going to strike out looking on that curveball. Looks like it was inside. He did not like the call, but man, I'm just not that good with Giancarlo Stanton. I don't know what it is, but either way, Yasiel Puig is up now. The 0-1 count to him. He takes someone to deep right field. That one is a line drive, but it's going to go off the scoreboard out there and right for a home run. A 2-run shot for Yasiel Puig. So impressed with how he's done so far. He's been phenomenal for us, hitting over 350. He's got a few home runs, knocking in RBI out of that 4-hole. Exactly what we want him to do. It's just been a great run for him so far. Hopefully keep it up. Man, I don't know. That was I thought that was, at first, I was like, okay, might be caught. Let's tag up. But then I was like, okay, it's getting over Nate Schultz's head and right. Let's, start sending the runner, see if we can maybe get a double or even a triple out of that. And then I swear the wind just carried that one out. I mean, it was a line drive. I guess they don't call it the Windy City for no reason. But anyway, Greg Dobbs, the pinch hitter, would end up grounding out to shortstop there. Watkins would flip it onto Barney for 1, and that would end the inning. So now we're advancing here to the bottom of the 9th inning. Chad Qualls will come on now, the crafty veteran. He is not the closer, but this is not a closing situation. This is not a safe situation. It's a 4-run lead, so he decided to save Cishek for another day, possibly. He gets Nate Schultz to ground out there. Now Josh Vitters is going to strike out swinging on that slider, the young third baseman prospect for the Chicago Cubs. Now the 1-2 count to the next batter, or 2 batters later. Junior Lake is going to end up striking out swinging on that sinker. Let that one up, but it did not matter. Junior Lake was not able to hit it. So we end up walking out of here with the win, 5-1. Jose Fernandez gets the win. Carlos Villanueva on the loss. Pitched okay, only gave up 3 runs. Something out of a 4 or 5 pitcher. That's really all you can ask for, but it did not matter just because Jose Fernandez was absolutely phenomenal today. Looking like the phenom that, he's been touted as. So anyway, good win for the Miami Marlins. Hopefully we can, kind of grab some wins here towards the end of the season. I will have one more gameplay episode for this regular season, then we're going to advance to the offseason. Obviously, no chance of the playoffs unless we win our next, 30 straight games. Then we'd just be getting to 500. So, spoilers, that's not going to happen. Anyway, that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. I didn't include the box score here because I just forgot to record it, so my apologies on that. you can see the player of the game is going to end up being Donovan Solano. So that's going to wrap up this video for me. I thank you guys for watching. Hope you did enjoy. And so I'm out. Peace.